So you want to know how to farm Nirncrux and make millions of gold doing it. If you want to know more, keep watching. Hi folks, welcome to Rudy Vision. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most valuable commodities in Elder Scrolls Online, and that is Nirncrux. There are two forms of Nirncrux, potent Nirncrux and fortified Nirncrux. Potent Nirncrux you can make a lot more gold off of than fortified Nirncrux. I believe the current price on potent Nirncrux ranges from 18k to about 21k gold. This fluctuates in the game, so if you're hearing this a couple months after this video was made, the prices are probably going to change. Fortified Nirncrux can go between anywhere from 2k to 5k, depending on markets. And again, it's all going to change within over the year. But I'm going to show you an easy route out in Craglore how to get this. Now, you don't really need any prerequisites to start farming Nirncrux. However, there are a lot of players out in Craglore, and if you want to have a leg up on the competition when you're farming, you're going to need a couple things on your character to be competitive and to have a good advantage when you're doing the farm. The first thing you're going to need is rapid maneuver. This is a must because you get a lot of players and a lot of bots out in Craglore. It's unfortunate that there's bots in the game, but there's nothing we can do about it. And you do have to compete against them, and that's why you need the leg up by having rapid maneuver. It's almost a must because you got to be fast when you're doing this farm. The second thing you're going to need is the max speed and stamina on your horse, so you can outmaneuver other players and bots as well. And the final thing you're going to want as a prerequisite, you're going to want your champion points in the Thief and Lover category to have at least 75 points in there. That will unlock the Master Gatherer within that tree, and that reduces the time it takes to pick up an item. It's one swipe it picks up. If you don't have that on there, it's going to take a few more seconds to pick up the item, and it's going to slow you down completely when you're doing this route. So this is a must-have. If you're going to do this farm, you got to have these three things that I mentioned. Otherwise, you're going to take probably 2 or 3 times longer to do this route, and you're not going to be very effective at it. So make sure you have these things before you even come out here and do this farm. Now that being said, let me show you where the farm is located out in Craglore. What I'm going to do is I farm the western part of Craglore, and I start from Dragonstar Arena, and I do this circular route. I come down south here, and up until about, I would say around this point around here, I make a U-turn, and I start coming back up, and then I come back to the starting point. I will talk you through the route as I do it. I'm going to try to be as thorough as I can in explaining things. But it's a very quick and easy route, and you will get, typically when I'm out here doing this route, within 30 minutes to an hour, I can get about 1 potent Nirncrux and 1 fortified Nirncrux. Now, the drop rate always varies in this game. Some days you do better than others, and other days you could get a big fat goose egg. I almost think the game toys with you and puts a limit on how many high ticket and high valuable items you get each day. But I don't know. I think it's in the coding, but that's my theory at least. But let me take you through the route and show you where the starting point is. And as you can see, there's other players out here. See if I can beat him to it. Right here. Yep, he tried to beat me. That's the starting point. And what I do is I hug the rocks around here. There's a node right here, but someone took it. And right in this point here would be another node, but unfortunately it's not there. Right here would be a wood node. And right here would be ancestral silk. Then I go right here, and there's another node here. Now, when I travel further, I go underneath this little tunnel. And that's to avoid a few seconds of labor. And then I get the next node right here. I wish they were all present, but unfortunately, people were out here at all hours. I picked a time period of the day where they weren't out here as much, but you still get people here. It's another node. And I don't bother to pick up the plant stuff, but one thing you need to know out in Craglore is that when you're picking up stuff, enchanting nodes will not yield Nirncrux. So don't even bother with them. Don't bother picking them up. You're just wasting your time. Right here would be another node. And then I go up this hill here. Remember the big tree? And right here would be another node. Then I go up here, and here's another node. And typically there would be a piece of wood here, but it's not showing. You go down here, and there would be a piece of silk right here. And here's a piece of wood, or not. There would be normally, but. Now the best way to sell Nirncrux is to convert it into a trait, and you get more gold off the trait as opposed to the actual Nirncrux. Another node right here. But that's the best bang for your buck, is to sell it as a trait. That's why it's important to have crafting, your crafting levels up to maximum capacity. And right here would be another node, but man, they cleaned Craglore out today. Right here would be a silk node. And right here would be another one. And right next to it would be another one. Normally there'd be a wood node here. They clean that out. And here's the other node. Now this is the turning point. At this point, I kind of look visually straight ahead. If I see a node that's red, and from the looks of it, I think there is one, I'll go there and get it. If not, I just turn left. Yep, there it is. So now I'm going to make the turn. And as you can see on the map, this is where I'm making the turn right here. And here's another node. Always pick up all the items, because if you're doing this repeatedly, then you're just going to screw yourself by not picking it up, and whatever dumb item that was there, you're not going to get it. Here's another one. And just make sure when you're at this point, don't go down this way, because there's a bunch of enemies there. This route takes you away from the enemies. I designed it with maximum efficiency in mind, and with not having to deal with enemies. The respawn rate is usually pretty good out here, but If there's other players, it won't be so kind to you. Now, Craglore, because of the lighting, it can be very hard on the eyes. So just kind of a warning up front. I would not be out here for more than an hour because you'll start to go cross-eyed. I'm just being honest with you. It can really hurt your eyes. Uh, it's just something about the ground that puts a glare. But there's another node right here and right here. It's not here, but I'm telling you it is here. Now this is the split off. If you see the node right there, you can either go for it or ignore it, depending on your circumstances. But I'm just going to ignore that one to the left right now, and I'm going to start to make a turn right from this path. It's a crossroads path, so that should be the familiar landmarker. Usually there's a silk node here, and then another one right here. Craglore's looking pretty empty today. And right up here would be another node. Then I'm coming this way. You see the two rocks. This is the path. There would be one right here, a wood node right here, and another node right here. Then there's like a little island right here, but right before it, there's usually a silk node here. And then what I like to do is I'll come across here with my horse really fast if I don't see the node here, and I'll just cut right through it. And then I'll get the node here. And then there's a silk node right here. Then I go back off the island. And then there's a node right here. Usually a wood node right here. And then another one right here. Or this would be actually a rubidite ore. Okay, this is where I do the loop-de-doo. I will come here, look for two nodes here. I will get it, and then loop right back around. So I do a 360 spin there. And then I go all the way to the end, where there's supposed to be a node, but it's not here. And then there's a wood one that's supposed to be here also. And then here's my starting point, right back at the beginning. And it looks like someone's just waiting there. Don't know if he's a bot or a real player, but who cares? All right, folks. Well, that's the Craglore route. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Become a subscriber. I put out videos each week talking about a lot of different stuff in Elder Scrolls Online. And I hope this farm was helpful to you and that you can use it to make a lot of gold for yourself in the future. I'll see you next time.